A disability is something that has a major impact on your life.
Every disability is different.
And it's never the same thing for two people. I am blind in my right eye totally and partially sighted in my left eye.
I was 18 years old. We were traveling way too fast on a gravel road. Broke my neck, my back.
My Asperger's syndrome and my cerebral palsy.
I have anxiety and depression. People would have no idea just talking to me.
Being independent means different things to different people.
I want to live in my own house. I want to pay my own bills.
Live independently and not rely on other people.
When someone is not able to live as independently as they can, it does have a detrimental effect on people's physical and mental well-being.
It's no complicated thing. It's just that people with disabilities want to be included.
Plenty of people get stuck in ruts when they feel like they can't overcome something in their life. That's where Lyft comes in.
Living independently for today and tomorrow. Lyft. We help people of all ages and all types of disabilities find the resources or acquire the skills to live as independently as possible.
We serve the southeastern 18 counties here at the Billings office. We have a variety of things that we offer. We can help with grant funding for adaptive equipment.
Maybe a home modification so they're able to access their home. We help people to find that funding.
Helping people apply for Social Security benefits.
Medicaid, Medicare, housing.
They have a peer support group. Peer support, I think, is key.
Sharing life experiences is one of the most powerful things to help people who might be new to disability, who might be struggling with their disability.
Youth transitions is kids that are transitioning out of high school. They need to learn those adulting skills. It might be rent an apartment, learn how to grocery shop, budgeting.
Help someone advocate for themselves in a school or an employment setting. One of our biggest strengths is providing folks with information and referral. If we can't help you, we hope to know who can.
A lot of times we'll have a potential consumer call in and they think that they just have one need, and it turns out that we end up finding 3 or 4 things we can actually do for them.
You can just come in and say, hey, I feel like I have this going on. Can you help me? And we can, which is so cool to me. I love that.
Most of us on staff at Lyft have identified ourselves as having one or more disabilities. That is helpful in many cases.
It's easier to empathize with someone when you yourself have struggled with a disability.
This is what we specialize in. This is who we are, and this is what we do.
And it costs nothing to go to Lyft. It's a nonprofit organization and they're there to help.
Somebody that was a consumer that was working with Lyft was asked to do an art project. He visualized that the balloon helps to lift people up. And then it became the logo, and it's stuck.
There's been success on all kinds of levels.
It's really rewarding to have a consumer go, hey, I was able to do this by myself today.
We want people to live their best life as independent as possible.
Live as everyone else in society and live as a part of society, not apart from society.
Everybody needs help. Sometimes you just need a little more help, and that's okay. That's absolutely okay.
There's plenty of life to live still, and there's a way you can do it. Keep chipping away at it, little by little by little.
Knowledge is power. Let's share it, for crying out loud.
Send us an email, give us a call. We'll do our best to help.
We can definitely help figure out what your needs are and get started on that. We're one of many steps in the path to independence, and we're happy to be serving people here in the community.
Welcome and hello to Living Well in Montana. Living Well in Montana is provided to you by LIFT. LIFT is a nonprofit agency that works with many services for people living with disabilities. And I am your host today, Tara Robison, and today with me in the studio is our guest, Tanya Thomas, and she is LIFT's peer coordinator. Good morning and welcome.
Thank you, Tara. Thank you for having me.
And so what is a peer, Tanya?
So a peer in any capacity is someone that you share an interest with. You and I might be peers because we're women or because we're coworkers. Other people might be peers because they have a certain interest or enjoy particular hobbies. In this instant, a peer is someone who shares like experiences in living daily with a disability.
Okay. So what is LIFT's peer program?
So LIFT's peer program, what it's designed to do is offer individuals living with disabilities a chance to come and have some work experience, maybe in an office setting, to have different experiences to build up their skill sets, to build their confidence, to learn some things they didn't know about themselves and that they could do for themselves. The whole point of the program is to offer them those experiences and those opportunities so that they can learn about, like I said, about themselves. They can learn how to do some things they may have not previously done before, and it gives them a chance to build some confidence, whether maybe they're struggling with a disability that they've had for a very long time. Maybe they're new to a disability and they're trying to adjust to that. The peer program is designed to help empower them, build confidence, make them feel good, bring them opportunities and experiences that they haven't had before, so that they can, challenge themselves and learn how to advocate and those kinds of things. So it's a very dynamic program. Mm-hmm. So I'm very pleased to be a part of LIFT and a part of doing that.
That sounds actually like a wonderful program. So who can be a peer?
So peers can be anyone of most ages with a living daily with a disability. Peers are taken on as on a part-time volunteer basis, and we basically just kind of see if they've had employment before. We see where their skill sets are. We see where their comfort levels are, what they like to do, what they enjoy, what kind of soft skills they have, and how they communicate with people, how they interact with people. Just basically learn about them, and that's what the program's for. So we, excuse me, it can be any disability. Like I said, most ages. Just anybody that's willing to come and learn about themselves and grow. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, there's not a ton of limitation with that.
So what is the process to become a peer if somebody was interested?
So if someone's interested in being a peer, they would come and they would first, they would call me. You can call our office. The main LIFT office number is 406-259-5181. You can reach me directly at tanyat@lift.org, TANYAT@lift.org. So they would either call our office or they would email me or contact me, and I would schedule with them to have an interview. And it usually takes about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how long we talk and, take the time to get to know each other. And so I would conduct a regular interview, the process that they would have if they were applying for any other work position. And then I take a little bit of time to talk to them about whether they've had previous work experience or not, whether what they think their skill sets are, what they think, we talk about what they think would challenge them, what they'd like to work on, if there's goals that they have. We talk about those kind of things. I spend a little of that time getting to know them so that I can see what their personality is like, see what they enjoy. After we finish the paperwork and do the interview, then I would of course check their references and do the regular things that you would do for an interview. And then I would let them know if they were going to join the program or not. When they actually, excuse me, when they actually join the peer program, we have all sorts of things that we would do. The program has a probationary period of about 6 months. That gives the peer a chance to meet the staff, learn to work with the team members, and it gives them a chance to get comfortable in the environment. It gives them a chance to see if we're a good fit for them, and it gives the staff a chance to see what their skill sets are and how come where their talents are, because everybody brings something to the table. And
Yes.
so it gives us a chance to see as staff what these peers are bringing to Lift. And so that way, if maybe they decide it's not a good fit for them, that's great. They can say, oh, thanks anyway. And that's why we like to have that probationary period. It might not be for everybody, but those that are interested and those that enjoy it, we're all in, and we love to have the volunteers.
And so, how many peers does the program currently have?
So the program currently has 10, which is right now the most I've ever had in the program, which I'm loving. We're always wanting peers, and I think it's great. I would love to see the peer program really flourish. I think it's such a great opportunity for people who, even if it's just on a level of, hey, I want to volunteer some time to socialize, that's opening a door. And that's inviting you into getting to know about yourself. Or maybe because we're about resources and about helping people, that maybe you get to know about a resource that you have or didn't know before, or something that you could do. It's a great program, and I hope to really get it going. Peers do all sorts of tasks.
That would be my next question. is what kind of tasks do the peers do?
So, for peer tasks, the peers can do a variety of things. I have them assist me with all sorts of office tasks. It could be copying, scanning, faxing, filing work. I love to have the peers work with our individual IL specialists as a team to rotate those peers in and out with those IL specialists, so that the peers get, because the goal for the peers is that the goals get to work one-on-one with the consumers also. And so when the peers get to work with IL specialists, the peers get to know about what's entailed in being an IL specialist and how we provide those services for our consumers. And so that gives the peers an opportunity to work directly with the consumer. And that's great because the peers learn about advocating. And that's our goal. When you learn that you can advocate for other people, and you understand that there's things that maybe you need that you didn't know about, you learn to advocate for yourself too. That's how we get into advocacy as part of a healthy living skill. The peers also do things like they can assist with outreach. We have an outreach team that does events and does things out in the communities here in our 18 counties that we serve. And the peers can go and they can help participate, tell the communities about LIFT, about what we do. They can help with outreach events. They help set up and tear down events we might have at the office. They might do something as simple as helping, vacuum or shredding paper. We have a variety of tasks that they can do. They also participate on task forces.
Okay. And what are task forces?
So task forces, we have local task forces that they can participate on. And those task forces include transportation, community living.
Okay.
Pardon?
I said, okay, yeah.
Community living, Native American Task Force. There is youth and employment. And what those task forces allow the peers to do by their participation is they learn about systems advocacy and how helping advocate in your area can help us advocate in the state to see bigger systems change. And so that's a really great experience because by participating in those task forces, they get a chance to see, hey, this is bigger than me, and I'm not, even though I'm one person, I can still help. And then
Right.
they get a better idea of systems change and how they can make a difference. And that's the whole goal is I think a lot of us just want to make a difference. And knowing that not only can we do that in our lives, but we can do that for other people and that have the same kind of needs that we do. I think that's a really great thing. So they have a variety of things they do. It can be something complicated. It can be auditing files, it can be anything. It can be, wiping down and disinfecting doorknobs and tables and chairs and light switches. It can be anything.
So you base it all off of what their skill set is and their skill level is, obviously hoping to increase that depending on their disability and the person, correct?
We do. So that's the goal is we try the peers on, we try each individual peer on a variety of tasks and find what they have an aptitude for. If they have an aptitude for something and seem to enjoy it, then we know that that's a success and maybe we can work on making sure that they have more of that task to do. Or maybe sometimes we find out that they're not comfortable with a task and that's okay too. I don't force them. The whole idea is to build confidence and build comfort. So maybe if it's not a good match and that's a task we don't think is a great fit, maybe we'll try it again later. And maybe, the whole idea is to build and grow. So trying those things out is all a part of finding out who they are and seeing what really suits them and you meet them where they're at. And that's what I try to do is meet them where they're at so that I can understand them, so that they can understand them, and that maybe they can explore things they never saw themselves doing. Maybe that will lend them to something entirely new that they didn't expect because they just weren't sure they could do that thing. And so that's what we do. We try a lot of different things.
Yeah, I've seen in the office where some of them, they've learned how to communicate better, being able, since they've become part of your program, and you kind of see them come out of their shell a little bit, from when they first arrived, and they get more comfortable and they talk to people. So yeah, I've seen that. That's a fantastic program. So how long is the duration of your program? How long can somebody be a peer?
So the duration of the program, I want to say, can be a year to 18 months. The goal for the program is to get them into the program, to get some goals picked out for them, to monitor those goals so that we can make sure that they're getting out of the program what they want to get out of the program. And then ultimately, we'd love to get them out working in the community. And ultimately, I'd like to think that we've built that confidence and we've made them feel empowered enough so that they can go out and they can work, or they can go out and volunteer in the community and maybe do something that they hadn't previously thought they could do, or they were just too afraid to try to do. And that's the goal, is to build that confidence. So yes, the program is a temporary stepping stone for empowerment and confidence building. And yeah, my goal is to get them feeling great about what they're doing and go on and continue that in the community.
And do they have an option of staying longer if they want to?
They do have an option of staying longer. If there is a position within the office, within the team, and they have an aptitude and they would like to become something like an IL specialist, or for example, I have a peer, she's a former peer, that she moved from the peer program into being our data manager. Yes, I know I'm missing something, but yeah, she moved into managing our data, and she's fantastic. And when I spoke to her about her experience with the peer program, she said that what was the best part for her was just the support. That no matter the day she was having, or no matter, you know, if she had a barrier or she had a struggle or she had a great day, that the support was what she really counted on and was the most valuable. And that really, it really made me feel good, because that's ultimately what it's about. We're peers, and we're peer supporters.
Right.
And we support each other, and we support our team and our organization, and we support our community. And that's what the experience is that I'd love for everybody to have, is just learning about themselves, growing within themselves, supporting each other. So yeah, there's absolutely opportunities. If there's an opportunity and a position open within Lyft, and a peer wants to apply for that, if they think they've got what it takes, they can definitely do that. And if they are feeling confident enough that they think they've got what it takes, I'm super happy, because then I know that we're doing the right things.
So have you had many people get placed in positions within Lyft from starting out with the peer program?
So far, I think it's just the one person, I want to say. No, I've misspoken. There's two people now from the peer program. We have one that works in the PCA department, and we have, of course, our data manager. So yes, there's more than one, and there's opportunity for more.
Wonderful.
So yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting to see when someone comes in and maybe they don't realize what they can do.
Right.
And they don't realize what opportunities there are. Those kind of things are exciting, because it's like they just light up, knowing that there's so much more out there than maybe the world that they were living in. They see more opportunities. They see more positivity. It's wonderful.
And they learn a little bit more of independence.
Yes, and that's the whole, that they can, maybe they thought that they couldn't, or maybe that they were afraid, but yeah, they learn that they absolutely can, that living with a disability doesn't have to stop you. And that's the ultimate goal. Independence, health, success, everybody wants that same kind of thing. So we love it when we see it in them. I love it.
So how does the staff work with the peers? Do they seem to enjoy having the peers there? Do they enjoy working with them?
I think so. I would love to see more opportunities. I would love to see more opportunities with the staff and the peers, and we're definitely working on that. But the peers seem to enjoy the staff. The staff seem to enjoy the peers. We recently had a peer meet and greet party for the peers, and it was just a chance for the Lyft team to meet some of the new people and the people that have been there, and just get together and talk, and we got to learn about each other, And we don't often have opportunities unless we're doing an event or something to meet as a group, as a big group very often. So it was really nice to bring the peers together with each other so that
yeah.
we can, so that they could meet each other and they could really understand what we're about. So I'm hoping to be able to do more things like that.
So I take it that the peers have different schedules, and that's why they don't always see each other.
The peers do have different schedules. When I look at tasks we have available and a peer's aptitude for that or preference for that particular task, then that's kind of how I schedule them. If I find that they have a knack for something, I'll kind of leave them in that particular shift on a regular basis. If they're flexible and they like to do a variety of things, then I move them around a little bit more. It is part-time as needed and a volunteer basis, so the schedule's not always consistent. Some months might be busier, some months might be slower, and that's something that I make sure that they know. They do have to attend a monthly peer meeting once a month, and that's just for admin and administration and management purposes, so that we can get together and talk about what we've been doing and what we have coming up and things
Wow,
like
okay.
that. So that's kind of the other only time that they have to meet. But since COVID, we've been doing that platform online, and I'm hoping soon that we can get that where everybody's available to come into the office again, because I think that it really makes a difference when we can all sit together face to face and talk face to face and be there with each other. So
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could see how that would probably make a difference.
yeah,
Help with morale and things like
it does.
that.
And
yeah.
the peers also they have the opportunity to take our Living Well in the Community workshop to, cement in some of those things that we've talked about, the healthy living and those kind of things. So there's those kind of things that they do too, that I'm hoping that they'll be able to come in for. So I'm hoping there's going to be more opportunities to get the peers in the building and doing more opportunities in-house altogether, because that's my favorite time, is when everybody can be together.
Right. Okay, well, we just have a couple minutes left. Is there anything else that you want to talk about?
So I also just wanted to bring up really quickly that we do offer, as a weekly activity, our online peer support group that we host via Microsoft Teams. We do that every Thursday from 3 to 4 p.m. And I host, and one of my peers, Darren, he facilitates, and we would love to have some more members join us. And if you want any information on that, you can contact me on my direct line at 406-690-6324. Or you can call LIFT's main number again, 259-5181. Or you can check out www.lift.org to see what else we have going on. But yeah, I would love to get some more attendance in that peer support group, because it's just informal and we have some fun.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us today. And please join us next time on Living Well in Montana, and have a great day.